Dave Jones.
Bob, talking points?
I know.
Got to keep it snappy.
Penn State Media. Here's what I want to know, Dave. I don't know if you picked up on this, but Joe Moorhead does not like his offense characterized as an offense that's supposed to 50-50 ball only exclusively.
Some national pundit somewhere pissed him off. He had a beef, and he was waiting for somebody to ask anything even tangentially around this, and that was that Trace McSorley just kind of threw balls up in the air and went and let Chris Godwin go get him last year, or Saeed Blacknall. He didn't not like that inference whatsoever.
Yeah,
well, I don't remember who wrote that, but somebody.
So what we're talking about is Joe does not like the perception that a lot of Penn State's passing game was specifically tied to Trace McSorley throwing it as far as he could and Chris Godwin just winning jump balls. Yeah. That really irritates him. He said there's the coverage and the play call dictates everything. It was all by design. They actually have a lot of intermediate routes. They have Saquon Barkley on wheel routes, but I think the perception, Joe, that excuse me, Dave, is that Joe doesn't like it called maybe a junk offense, where you're just basically, when all things break down, just throw it deep.
And to be completely fair, Trace has an innate ability to take plays that look like they're over, where he's just going to inject. And like I said last year, he's like Fran Tarkenton. He doesn't run for the sticks. Right? He stops, keeps his concentration downfield, and he throws guys open. He doesn't just throw it up as a jump ball. He throws guys open. Anyway, that was that thing.
Yeah. There was one other thing I wanted to specifically get to you about. I thought, because James Franklin has always been a measurables guy. In other words, you got to be fast. You got to be the right body type. But it's not the case with Shaka Toney, who is now 218 pounds roughly. But James went out of his way today to say that there is room for Shaka even at his weight to get on the field because of his quick first, second, and third steps.
Yeah, he was talking about the third step being already around guys, and I was kind of amazed. I mean, he's listed at 218. Shaka told me 220s. You can take that as you would. But the whole point is there are guys playing that position now who, we're talking about weights from 40 years ago, who would never, of course, they didn't look like guys like Shaka Toney. Linebackers didn't look like guys like Cam Brown or Koa Farmer.
Sure.
They didn't look like that, but the game doesn't look like it used to before. So James was very careful and wanted to emphasize, we're telling our coaches, don't discriminate against a certain convention that you think football players should look like in a certain position, because everything's changing.
Right.
And those guys are pretty, those are the guys I'm going to write about, how the game's changing and guys at certain positions who don't look like they used to look at all.
I think it's just great to be back on the Beaver Stadium surface with
Bob,
you.
thank you.
Let's get some lunch.
And what about this field? It's a beautiful field.